This conference will now be recorded.
All right, so all of you, very good morning. So in the last session, we discussed about else if statements, nothing but conditions we've seen, right? So we have one more is going to be called ternary operator. Let us talk about this ternary operator. Yeah. So this is also called simple if else statement. Also we can call it as simple if else statement. Very simple. So what it is going to be, the let us say the syntax. It is also mostly used syntax in the real time, especially if it is a React JS. Without ternary operator, there is no React JS. Okay, right. It's followed by condition like this question mark. Remember, always you know that condition is going to be evaluated. After evaluating, you will get a result, truth value or false value. If this is true value, this will be printed here. Whatever you are writing, this is going to be hello. Okay, will be printed. Otherwise, this is going to be some. Right, let us write this is going to be syntax. This is going to be true block, and this is going to be false block. Let us write like this. I mean, what I want to tell you, if the syntax, if this condition is evaluated to true, here whatever you are writing, this will be printed. So, and what it is going to be, I mean, if the condition is evaluated to false, obviously this is going to be printed. So this is how these are going to be work. So how a condition is going to be evaluated, this is a way of evaluating a condition. It's a very simple. Normally how we can write if it is if statement and if, so if the condition is okay, we will write the statement, only one statement, else, so you have a statement. It is also simply we can write like this also. This is generally called as ternary operator, or it is called as ternary operator. Remember, I'm telling you guys here, without this ternary operator there is no real time. I mean, what I want to tell you, without this, especially if you're working with React.js, without ternary, nothing. Ternary operator is that much important. Okay, right. Okay, let us see an example. Very simple. So it doesn't take much time. Let's go here and let us keep everything in comment. Yeah, I just want to keep this into comment. Yeah, try to see. Now, I just want to write a small story. Try to see. I'm taking a variable where x is equal to, normally we can say the value 10. Okay, normally value 10. Sir, I want to save 100 also, sir, in the same variable x. That too conditionally. So in one variable, can I save two values at a time? And it's not possible generally. But conditionally, we can save the values. How do I save the values? See, you can take some value. This is going to be 10 less than or equal to 5. 10 less than 5. So if this is okay, I am writing hello. Otherwise, I am writing sorry. So I mean, what I want to tell you, this is a condition evaluated, result are true. This will be printed, result false. This will be saved into the following variable x. You see, if we can log the variable x, then what is the output you are going to get? True or false? What is the output you are going to get it? True or false? Now you, in default, you press F12. Now you see what is the output you are getting. Output is going to be something called sorry. Why sorry? So variable A. Same you take greater than 5. Yes, 10 is greater than 5. Now you see in a variable x, see, this is called conditional. Conditionally we are assigning a value. Especially in React.js, what we will say, this is called conditional rendering. Yes, we can say something called conditional rendering. So what is a conditional rendering? So display some data conditionally based on the values you are inputting or data you are inputting, whatever it is going to be. This is generally come under conditional rendering. So this is very simple statement. If this is okay, access this value, otherwise access this value. So, and of course, the same thing we can write like this also, right? If the 10 greater than or equal to 5, we can write a console.log hello. Like this also we can write console.log. You can write something called hello. You see, I'm not using curly bracket because you have only one statement, right? If you have only one statement, just we can write like this also. This is going to be right. Sorry, some message I'm writing. Sorry. Either this way you can go, either this way also we can go, no problem. Now if we can go to the browser, now you will see the following output is going to be hello. Why? Because condition becomes true now. If that is true, yes, you will get the output like this. So this is called ternary, or else a simple if else statement also. Let us talk about the switch statement also. Let me show you the syntax of the switch statement. SWS switch statement. We can see the switch statement. It's also work like if else. Sorry, else if. What is already we seen else if statement, right? How else if statement is working, same way switch also will work. But remember, in else if statement, where we written lot of conditions, no? Where we written lot of conditions. So what are the conditions we written? Now, if we can go and check this, the previous code, you see, and this is the place. Yeah, we written yesterday. If this is not okay, we are checking one more condition. If this is also not okay, we are checking one more condition and one more condition. Like this, we are doing. Right, so switch also is also work like the same, but here we will write only one condition with the multiple cases. So the syntax will be like this, you see, switch followed by condition, only one condition here, and every condition, see, after the condition is evaluated, you will get some value now. See, switch is a different case. You are getting some value, that value we are going to be compare case value, that is value. Okay, what is this value? Remember, after evaluating this, you are going to get value, some result. Na? That is the result. The value is nothing but result. So case value, statement 1, statement 2, statement 3, and every case should have the break statement. We have to stop the execution. Next one is going to be case value 1. This is going to be something called statement 1, statement 2, and break. This is going to be break. And like this, you will have so many cases. If no case is matched, at the end of it, we have something called default case. This is going to be statement 1, statement 2. Like this, we can take n number of statements. Actually, for default, we don't want any break statement. We don't need any break statement, guys. Okay, you see how these are going to be work here. So this is the condition. After evaluating, you are getting some result. That result is matched with this value, this will be printed. If the result of this condition is matched with this, then this block of code will be printed. I mean, this case will be printed. If the result is not matched with any one of the case, then the default will be printed. The default will be printed if no one is matched here. So let us go for the same thing. What I want to do here, generally it will work like this. Try to see what I want to take. Okay, let's take a variable. Let user status, user, taking a variable equal to online, user status equal to online or offline, or some codes also we can write user status equal to 1 or 2, 3, 4, whatever the status it may be. You see, I am writing switcher, inside I'm writing user status directly. So here is going to be the block of code case 1. So user status value is what? 1. This one and this one is matched, right? Then this will be printed. So then what is going to be happen? Console.log, right? Online user in online. I'm writing like this. Definitely you have to write break statement. Break is required. So for example, if this is going to be case 2, something I'm writing, this is going to be case 2, then this is going to be console.log, this is going to be user offline, user in offline. Simply I'm writing some codes actually, OFF, offline, and every case should have what? Break. and one more is going to be same like this, case 3. And like this, how many cases based on situation? I don't know how many cases you are going to write it here. User away, right? I'm writing this is going to be user away away. So everything is going to be break. If no one is matched, write default case and console.log. So what is the thing I want, right? So any one of the messages, sorry, right? Some message I'm writing, sorry, unable to log in, unable to log in. Such a message I written. So what is the status value here? There is a variable status where it is a value 1. And that means what? We are passing 1. That means what? We are passing 1. This one and this one is matched now. So this will be executed. For example, if you can pass user status equal to true, what is its value? True. 2, 2. And case 2, case 1 is matched? No. Case, and what is the result? 2. 2 to matched, then this block will be executed. Now you see, this is the switch cases statement. Simple. This is also perceptual. Now if we can go and check this, you will get the following output called user offline. So see case 2 offline. So for example, if you're writing case 1, if you can write, what is case 1? Obviously user is in online. So for example, if you can go to case 3, definitely what is the case 3? Now you are getting user is away, and I'm writing case 30. No case is matched, 130 not matched, and 230 not matched, 330 not matched. Finally, default is going to be executed. Now if you can see, no one is matched now. So if no one is matched, default case will be executed, right? So this is how the switch statement we will use. But remember, you will write only one condition. It's look like a else if, but you will write only one condition. Based on the condition, after evaluating, you will get one result. But that result we are going to be compared with the multiple cases. The case is okay, not okay, case is okay, case 1, case 2. Like this, we will compare. Remember, this value is not only a number. You can take some string also. For example, I'm taking this is going to be a. And then what I will write? Case A. Then you will write something called case A. If this is case A, right, then it is going to be case B. This is going to be some string values also we can take, not only numerical values, but the value should be matched with this. Okay, right, case A, case B, case 2. Now you see what is the case A value. Now it is matched. User is in online. Okay, we can take big string also. Right, user is wrong. I'm taking some strings also we can take. Then you have to match. Generally, if you can see in React, especially we will write something called increment. For example, if the case is increment, increment the value. If the case is decrement, decrement the value. If the case is reset, reset the value. Reset the value. Such a way we will write it generally. So you see, I'm taking one variable. Let x is equal to 100. So I want to increment the value. So what I want to do? So increment the value. How do I increment the value? Very simply think, you write x plus plus. Can I write x plus plus? Or else you write this is going to be x plus 1 if you can write it. Now the value increment in increment is matched na? So then value 101. Don't worry, on click the button. I want to do this generally. How do I do this? Right, that's what we are going to check it. Don't worry. So this is just a value we are passing to it. So based on the value, otherwise you can take three buttons here. Okay, let me take three buttons. I'm taking three buttons: button open, button close. Okay, all of you watch it carefully. Button open, button close. Here, so I want to write the button called the increment. Let us take the button called increment. Let us take the button called decrement. Let us take the one more button called reset. What is the thing called? RESET, reset. So on click, I want to call on click, on click. Sorry, on. Let us write on click is equal to uh, the value. Some function we have to write it now. What is the function? Let us write some action. Anyone function, some action. What you want to do here and there, let us write something called passing increment as a parameter. As a parameter, sorry, as an argument, I am passing this increment. So say one function for all these three buttons, but the only thing is changing what? This value is changing, decrement. Function is same, but only parameter is change. See? Now what will be happen if I can click this button? It will look for the functions now? Definitely. So let us define the function. What I'm going to do here. So you can write the value also here. H1 tag open close here. So value so is going to be we have to append the value guys here. So how do I append the value? So some ID is equal to you write some value or text or title or anything, whatever it is going to be, some text or something that is empty. How to get that element in JavaScript here? Let us see how I'm going to get the value. Where element equal to document, we will see document dot get element by ID. What is the ID of that element? Text text. Do we have anything in the H1 tag right now? Empty. We don't have anything. So what I want to do, let me keep all this code into the function. Okay, I don't want to keep anything. Let us keep everything into the function. What is the function name? Some action. So I'm writing the function some action inside the function. This is going to be the action. I'm taking one variable with a name called action. What type of action you are performing? That means what I want to tell you. See, in the function you are having three arguments. Now, what is the argument one? Increment. This when you click increment, this is going to be the action. So this action you can provide into this dynamically. So based on that, what I have to do, I have to increment the value. How do I increment the value? Don't print it now. ele dot inner html equal to, you write the value x plus 1. I'm writing the value x plus 1. So same thing I'm going here. If the case is going to be right, so decrement, then what I will write here? So ele x minus 1 I am writing. X minus 1 I am writing. If that is a reset, nothing. Simply write, you write what is the value we can write? 100. So let us take the variable x. X is missing a, oh sorry. Let the x is equal to, you write 100 value. Okay, na? You write the 100 value. So sorry, if anything is not provided, I mean something is there, then default will be executed because no case is matched now. No case is matched. Let us see how this is going to be work here. Now if you can click the button, I'm incrementing value 101, I'm decrementing, and this is going to be reset. So 100 is working and actually, so don't worry about it. So which case, see, function is one. Then what I'm doing, I'm passing increment. And we don't want to write three functions. Let us write one function based on the arguments. See, the case is works like this. Okay, which case? Okay, when you are clicking increment button, what is the action value? Increment. So inside increment and increment is matched, this will be executed. When you're clicking decrement button, and what is going to be happen? Action value is decrement, and action is going to be not matched here, and the action decrement and decrement is matched, then this will be executed. So this is the way of working with this only. Exactly, right? Check it carefully how this is all going to be worked here. Right, very important thing, the case you should understand. So when you're incrementing, so when you're decrementing, and you are clicking on the reset button, so this is how we can write the functionality guys here. Okay, now right, check it carefully. Now otherwise you write this is going to be x is equal to, can I write x plus 1? Can I write x is equal to x plus 1? What is going to be happen? I'm incrementing the value, then this will be incremented continuously like this, if you can write like this. Okay, now so same way here also, if you can write x is equal to x minus 1, then value will be decremented. See, value is equal, save the file, yeah, file is x is equal to x minus 1. If you can refresh, decrement the value, sorry, decrement, value is getting decremented. So if I click reset, value is resetting, and this is going to be, value is getting incremented. All the things are going to be look like this. Okay, don't worry about this functionality, but my main intention is what here, I want to tell you the switch case functionality. This is how the switch cases will be work. Okay, remember this same kind of examples you are going to learn in React.js also. Why? Because in React.js we use mostly these switch cases, and definitely, so at that time we should know how this functionality is going to be works for us. Okay, right, leave it about it. This is how the switch cases. So in this, I mean, see, this action earlier you take simple a number, but action could be anything. Remember, sometimes this action maybe an object, maybe a string, maybe an array also, that we will discuss more about later in the sessions. Right now, just leave this, and based on this, how we are working, that's what we are able to see. Now, the next one we want to move. Yeah. So here is the next one is going to be looping statements, guys. Here, okay, right. So these are all about condition. Let us go for the looping statements. What are the looping statements? What are the available looping statements we are having that we need to see? Everybody know for, while, do while, and one more is going to be for in and for off. These are the looping statements where we have in JavaScript. So I just want to know how these looping statements are going to be work, right? So I just want to know how these looping statements are going to be work. So first of all, let us talk about a condition. What is a condition? Condition means it's an evaluation process or calculation process. That's what we seen in the last session. Okay, na? Right. In the same way, I want to know what is a loop. What is a loop? What is a loop? Anybody? What is a loop? What do you say? Loop means what? What do you say loop means? And one more thing, what is a loop? Why should I write a why should I write a loop? Actually, earlier we learned why should I write a condition? Okay, na? So why should I write a condition? If you want to execute some block of code at particular point of time, then we will go for condition. That's what we learned, right? Now in the same way, I just want to know why should I write the loop, and what is a loop exactly? So anybody, can I expect the answer in chat window? What is a loop? I'm expecting the answer. What is a loop? Can anybody? What is a loop? But we know very well what is a condition, and why should I write a condition? You know very well. What is a condition? What is a loop? Anybody? Can I get the answer? Repeat some same condition more than one time. Okay, but your expectation is correct, but not the condition. We don't want to repeat the condition, huh? Or what is that? Okay, let me tell you one thing. Here in the loop also, if we can see any loop syntax, definitely there is a condition only. What is a loop ante? I want to tell you. A loop is nothing but a loop is nothing but a repetition process. Repetition process. Repeated logic. Repeated logic. Okay. Repeat the block of code. Repeat the block of code or logic, block of logic. I want to repeat the, see, normally you are writing a condition. Okay, you are writing a condition. How you will write a condition? So tell me one thing. If this is going to be condition and this is the block of code, you write the statement. All of you listen this carefully. If the condition is okay, how many times the block of code will executed? Only one time, huh? Yes, only one time. What is the meaning of the loop ante? Remember, if this condition is okay, this block of code repeated multiple times until the condition becomes false. Until the condition becomes false. Yes, that is what exactly the block of code we should know, right? So the logic. So that's why repeated logic, a repetition of process, repeat the same work again and again, again and again, again and again until condition becomes false. Repeat the repeat the block of code until the condition becomes for everything condition becomes false. The condition is true, the block of code repeated continuously. The one difference between a condition and loop is what? Loop will repeat the block of code multiple times, whereas condition will execute the block of code only one time. That is the difference between the loop and condition. Simply says. Okay. One thing, sir, yesterday we seen the purpose of the condition. What is the purpose of the condition? Tell me, please. Yesterday you written the purpose of the condition, na? So if we want to execute some block of code at a particular point of time, this is what we written, right? At a particular point of time, a particular point of time. If you want to execute some block of code at particular point of time, mm, at particular point of time, what we will call, we can use what, condition. Yes, sir, we can use condition. This is what we learned in the last session, right? Now tell me, what is the purpose of a loop? So condition means execute the block of code at particular point of time. What is the purpose of a loop, Andy? I want to know. This is what the definition I written. This is the purpose of a condition. Now I want to know, what is the purpose of a loop? Anybody? What is the purpose of a loop? Can I get the answer in chat window? Why should I read the loop? To do some work repeatedly, some people will say, right? Yeah, yes, definitely, that's also correct. Sir, I want to do some work repeatedly. Yes, 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 I want to do some work repeatedly. How can I do some work repeatedly? Yes, that's what we have to know now, right? Let us see how we can do some work repeatedly, that we are going to know about it, right? Remember, same definition, guys. What is the purpose of a loop? Ante, if you want to execute some block of code at particular point of time repeatedly, yes, this is the thing. We can use what we can use, loops. Got the clarity now? But that is also block of code. Condition also followed block of code. Loop is also following the block of code. Both are block of code set. There is no difference inside of it. Both are having block of code. How this block of code is working? Yes, yes. Here block of code is repeated. In a condition, block of code executed only one time. Only one time. Here it is going to be multiple time until condition becomes false. If condition is becoming true, it always execute the block. If condition is becoming true 100 times, and block of code executed 100 times, right? This is going to be work like this, guys. Check it carefully how this is all going to be work. Why should I write a loop? To repeat some task, to work, to execute some task repeatedly, then we can go for looping statements. That's the purpose of the loop. What is a loop? Loop is nothing but a repeated process. Why should I write a loop? To execute the block of code repeatedly until condition becomes false. Condition means only one time execution. Loop means multiple time execution. In condition, there is a block. In loop, there is a block. In loop also, there is a block. In condition, there is a block. But in condition, the block of code executed only one time. But whereas in loop, the block of code executed multiple times. Yes, sir? Right. Multiple times. Let us see the first statement. I want to go with for loop. For first understand the for loop, you will get other loops also very easily. Okay, let's write the syntax. So for loop, everybody know this. Maybe I won't write the syntax for the for loop. Yeah, what is the syntax for the for loop, if you can ask me? So for this is going to be initialization. This is followed by condition. See, condition is also there. Increment or decrement. Anyone should be there. Increment or decrement. See, there is also condition. And you see, this is going to be what? Block of code. This is going to be statement 1, statement 2, statement 2, and so on. We can write it. Like this, multiple statements we can write it. Can you see the syntax yesterday? What is the syntax written for the if statement? You see the syntax for if statement? If followed by condition, same thing. Na? Can you observe any difference here? So what is the difference we are observing? Some syntactical difference definitely we are observing. But same block of code. Same block of code available here, same block of code available there. Can you see? This is the block of code followed by condition. This is the block of code followed by loop statement. But what is the difference here? This block of code executed only one time, that too if this condition is true. If this condition is false, remember all of you, if the condition is false, this block of code never executed, na? Yes, sir? Right, very clear, right? Same way, you see, in this loop statement also, we have condition. We have condition. If this condition is
okay, then only this block of code repeatedly executed. If the condition is become false, this block of code will never execute it. Remember, even that is a condition or a loop, both are depends upon the conditional loop. If the condition is okay, this block of code repeated. If the condition is okay, this block of code executed only one time. Only difference you have to observe what, that is also having condition, this is also having condition. For loop have the condition, and if statement is also having the condition. What is the only difference? One common point here, both are have. What is the one common point? This is also having condition, this is also having condition. Remember, both are followed block of code, both are following block of code. All of you see this carefully. Loop followed block of code, condition is also following the block of code, and both are having condition and condition. This is the common point. But what is the difference point here? And if this condition is okay, this block of code executed repeatedly. If this condition is okay, this block of code executed only one time. Okay na, right? One more. If this condition is not okay, this block of code will never executed. If the condition is not okay, this block of code also not executed. So remember carefully guys here, one common points, what are the common points you are able to see in the condition and loop. And then see, so in a if statement, hmm, in if statement, what is the common points we are able to see in the condition, condition, block of code is common. So what is common in if and statements or statements, condition and block of code is common. Block of code is common. That is common. Observe this carefully. Block of code is common. Condition is common. Block of code is common. What is the only difference? Ante in if statement. In if statement, statement condition is in if statement. In if statement, condition is true are evaluated to true. Better to write a point like this. Evaluated to true. Evaluated to true. The block of code, the block of code will executed only one time. Only one time. Whereas same point, all of you see this carefully. You have to get this difference. Many of the people having confusion when to use loop, when to use condition. That's why I'm telling you. I'm giving you clarity. So if in for statement, condition is evaluated to true, right? The block of code will executed repeatedly, repeatedly, repeatedly. Yes, repeatedly. Executed only once, executed repeatedly. There is a block of code, here is also a block of code. There is a condition, here is also a condition. See, the first of all you have to write these two, check the commonalities between these two statements. If statement yesterday we said, right now we are saying looping statement. What is the common thing? Condition, condition. Block of code, block of code. What is the difference then? Condition will execute the block of code only. I mean, if statement will execute this only one time, whereas loop statement will execute this repeatedly. And okay, now I want to talk about this. What is this initialization, condition, and increment or decrement? This is a part of the syntax. I just want to know. I want to know what is the syntax. Just I want to see this, guys. Anybody, can you tell me what is initialization? I just want to know initialization. Initialization. What is initialization? What is condition? We know already. What is condition? Evaluation. Evaluation or calculation. Already we know. Same as a looper or conditioner, whatever it is, looper or statement. What is the meaning of condition? Condition means it's an evaluation, or it's a calculation, or it's a verification. Already we seen, right, last session. So it's an evaluation, or it be something called verification. Evaluation, 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 yeah, evaluation or calculation or verification. And what is increment and decrement? I want to know about these two. First of all, tell me what is initialization? Anybody? Can you tell me why should I write initialization and what is the purpose of this initialization? I just want to know. Very good. Initialization is nothing but starting point of the loop. Starting, STARTI, starting point of the loop. That will tell you where to start the loop. This will tell you, tell us, tell us where to start the loop. Where to start the loop? Exactly, man. This is going to be tell you where to start the loop. Starting point of the loop. Nothing but will tell you where exactly you have to start the loop. Sir, I want to do this 100 times, sir. 100 times I want to. From where you have to start? 100 to 200 or 1 to 100 but 100 count is what 100, but from where to where you have to start. And one more thing, so condition means what I told you, verification or valuation, right? Here condition having one more and a condition will tell us, condition is also in the, especially in the looping statement, condition will tell us what is the meaning, what it will tell us, where to stop the loop. That is very important, where to stop the loop. It's a repetition process. Okay, but you are starting from one. How many times, sir? You have, there should be some ending point. There should be some ending point. So what I want to tell you, every looping statement, remember carefully, every looping statement will have a starting point and then ending point. Ending, sorry, ending point. Every loop and the for a while or do while there is a starting point, there is an ending point. If you are not saying that what is starting point, what is ending point, how loop will repeat the block of code? You have to say, you have to mention. How do we mention? By using initial point, by using condition. And what is this increment or decrement? For every iteration, loop means what? Repetition. Na? For every repetition, for every iteration, or else we will say iteration or repetition, or right, whatever this may be, and the iteration or repetition. Iteration also nothing but rotating, nothing but right, rotation or repetition. For every iteration or repetition, we have to increment or decrement the value, increment or decrement the initial value. That is very important thing. Which values are under initial value? What is initial value you're setting? I equal to 1, 10, I equal to 10. The 10 value you want to increment, you want to decrement, that based on the logic you have to decide. So I want to tell you, let us see a small program. Okay, now you see. So I want to, okay, I just want, okay, this is all the syntax of the for loop and syntax of for loop. Let me give you one situation, sir. I want to print, tell me, print 1 to 10 numbers. How to print 1 to 10 numbers? Value, see, the first of all, I'm telling you, if you can understand the requirement, you can write very good logic. Without that, it's not possible to write the good logic. Be careful. First, this is very important thing. There should be very, very important thing, understanding requirement. What is my requirement here? Ante, I want print 1 to 10 numbers. So 1, 2, 3. Is it incrementing or decrementing? 1 plus 1, 2 plus 1, 3 plus 1 is always incrementing. For example, if I say print 10 to 1 number, 10 to 1 means what? Print 10 to 1. What is the meaning of print 10 to 1? So if I am asking you, 10 to 1 means 10, 9, 8, 7. This is decrementing. So this is very important. When you will increment the value, when you will decrement the value, and first of all, see the priority. Is this value is incrementing? Right? I mean 1, 2, 3. This is incrementing. This is going to be 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. This is going to be decrementing. So in this point, you have to use increment. In this point, you have to use decrement the value. Decrement the value. So this is what we are going to do here, guys. Okay, let us see. Ah, so for printing 1 to 10 numbers, I want to ask you, how do you write the logic? So I will tell you one thing. Don't use any looping statement. Don't use any looping statement. Then how do you print 1 to 10 numbers? Without using looping statements, I don't want to use looping statements, but I want to print 10 to 1 number or 1 to 10 numbers. How do we do? What is the solution? I don't want to use loops. What is the one and only solution is going to be what? One and only solution is going to manually you have to write the value loops.html. So if you want to do this, then what you will do? The only solution is here going to be to you. Try to see. This is going to be, yeah, looping. You see, guys, observe this carefully. Here you are going to write the
document right, UCUMENT document right, taking 1. So like this you have to write it now. There is no loop, right? 3, 4, 5. So now you have to write like this: 7, sorry, 6, 6, 7, 8, 9, and one more is going to be 10. This is the only way. Now, if you can run this file, you will be able to see 10 to 1 numbers. Yeah, you will able to see 1 to 1. Sorry, 1 to 10 numbers. Okay, this is fine. Sir, if I ask you 1 to 1000 numbers without loops, you will print like this? Yeah, we will try. 1 to 1 lakh numbers, then what you will do? Will you try to print 1 to 1 lakh manually like this? Definitely, you will find an alternative. Sir, is there any simple technique? 1 to 1 lakh numbers, how to print, sir? Is there any simple technique? To print this 1 to 1 lakh number may take 2 days or 10 days time, sir. How do I do this, sir? How do I do? Yes, exactly. In this point of time, loops are making your job very, very easy. In the loop, you tell the starting point, you tell the ending point. Remaining thing will taken by the loop. What is my starting point? 1. What is your ending point? 1 lakh. So how do I do this? Right, see this carefully. For loop, inside I have declared the variable var or let anyone x is equal to 1. X value less than or equal to 10. Okay, I'm writing 1 to 10, and for every time value should be increment the value x plus plus. We'll write it. Otherwise you can write like this also: x is equal to x plus 1 also we can write. Anyone is okay, no problem. Otherwise, for a shortcut way, we will let always x plus plus we will write. Now you see, I'm printing document write of x. If you can print, you see 1 to 10 numbers printed, but earlier you printed manually. So for this I want to bring them to next line, sir. Use append one break tag. See, I'm just concatenating the break tag to the number. Now all the numbers will be one by one. All the numbers are coming now one by one. So now you want to print 1 to 1 lakh numbers. Yeah, you write this 1 to 1 lakh. Now this is going to print to 1 to 1 lakh numbers now. Yeah, printed. Now you go to the bottom. Now see, all the numbers are printed. All the numbers were printed. Able to see? Slowly I am going. You see at the bottom, if you can go completely, the 1 lakh number is printed. How many seconds it take? Within fraction of seconds, 1 to 1 lakh numbers are printed. If you want to print manually, how many days will it take? Definitely will take long time, right? Yes, exactly. So this is how the loop is going to be iterated. I don't want 1 lakh, I just want to write 1 to 10 numbers only. Now if you can refresh again, now this will be 1 to 10 numbers. Sorry. So this is how 1 to 10 numbers are going to be printed, right? What is the next one? Sir, I want to print 10 to 1 number, sir. 10 to 1 number. How do I print 10 to 1 number? Let me give the comment. Anybody tell me, please? I want to print 10 to 1 numbers. Can anybody? 10 to 1 number. Okay, for anybody, can you write the logic? Later. X is equal to 10. Okay, starting point is 10. You have to understand the requirement. So when I'm asking you print one, this is what the starting point, this is what the ending point. In this, what is the starting point? 10 is the starting point, 1 is the ending point. Remember, any looping statement, if you want to understand, first you should understand what is the starting point, what is the ending point, and that's all. You can write very good writing, very you can write very good, you can be very good in writing logics on the looping statements. But first of all, don't be hurry. I told you now, don't underestimate anybody by yourself. Everybody can write the logic, everybody have the capable of writing logics, I'm sure about it. The one and only thing is what you have to understand: the requirement of the customer. They can only write very good logic. So that's why, where is our starting point, where is our ending point? See, this is going to be x, remember this time, greater than or equal to 1. You have to write greater than, not less than. Why? Because 10 is greater than 1. Yes, sir? 9 is greater than 1. So as well as you have to write what? X, minus minus you should write. Why? How? You have to decrement the value. Remember carefully. Here it is not less than. Here is greater than. So when you are going to bottom to top, 1, 2, 3, then you have to use less than. When you're coming to top to bottom means 10, 9, 8, then you have to use greater than symbol here. That point you never forget this, okay? So otherwise, if you can write less than, will it work? Definitely will never work, I believe. So now you see,
10 to 1 you are getting. So for example, if you can take less than symbol, there is a problem. 10 less than 1 na? 10 less than 1. And after that, this is going to be decremented in the sense what? 9 minus 10 minus 1, 9. 9 is less than 1 na? Always see this condition becomes true, it went infinite loop. You see, if I refresh, see, this is going to be, see, after that you will get some message. You observe this carefully, cannot execute it, or some kind of message you are going to get. It is executed or not executing, executing, I believe. So press F12, or sometimes you will see error in the console also. First of all, tell me one thing. 10. Oh, condition becomes true or false? Sorry. First you see 10 less than or equal to 1. What is happening? 10 is smaller than 1. No, condition is not true. Condition becomes false. Then this block of code will not execute. This is not execute. That's why you're not getting any output now. So not only this, man, you see either this value, either this way. You try to see this. I just want to take this condition again. See, what is my starting point? This is my starting point, 1 or 10. Starting point 10. I'm writing this is going to be some value called 5. Some value called 5. 10 less than 5. Huh? 10 is less than 5. Are you getting any output? Can you see? No, you're not getting any output. Why you are not getting any output? Remember, I'm telling you, if this condition is evaluated to false, this block of code will never repeats. Keep it in mind. So if this is going to be okay, now it is okay. Now this will repeat it how many times? 5 times. So why it is going to be why it is not going to 6 times? Don't worry. I will explain you the loop iteration process in tomorrow's session in classroom. We will discuss about the same in classroom session. Okay, now right. I will explain you the loop internal flow, internal mechanism, how loop is iterated, how loop is processing step by step. So how loop is terminating the block of code execution. Loop means repeated process. How that knows loop is ended. All we are going to know in tomorrow's session. Okay, right. Tomorrow we'll see in the classroom.